Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. So today I thought I would repot some of my orchids. So I have 4 orchids in total. I have not had them for very long, so this isn't a how-to. This is just what I am doing to repot my orchids and some of the research that I've done and discovered. So I have 2 bigger ones like this one, and this one's really pretty because it has the white with the kind of like pinky purple innard of the flower. I do not know orchid anatomy at all, so I apologize. Now, they were giving these away free at work, and they were just gonna toss them because they didn't get watered, didn't look the best. So like, if you want to take them home, you can. So some of the leaves are a little sad. They got bent. They're firm now with getting water, but we'll see how this goes. So I have 2 bigger ones, and I have 2 of these. They're little mini ones, and they're potted up with some succulents. Now, I just kind of felt like they weren't super happy in this environment. They're covered with moss, and I know this is plastic. I know orchids like lots and lots of airflow. So this one is potted in a terracotta. It's like a dark brown terracotta. But the other one, they're both planted, let's see if I can get it out, in these plastic pots. They're both planted in these plastic cups. The other one has more slits in it, so it allows more airflow. But I don't want to, this orchid's like, you can see how crooked it is. This one is dry, so you can see the roots through the cup. When it turns that silvery white color, it means that it's due for a watering, and then as soon as it gets water, the roots turn green. So that's something really cool about orchids. But this one, it needs help, needs to get repotted. It just needs help. And then the other one is planted in that plastic pot as well, that clear one, an orchid pot, but then it's slipped down inside a plastic pot, and I just don't feel like it can get enough airflow for the roots. So I went out, got a couple pots. For the small one, I got just a plain terracotta. It allows airflow to the roots. I feel like that's better than nothing. I was looking for an orchid pot for the small ones. I couldn't find any small enough, and I didn't want to bump it up right away to a massive one. So I'm going to do terracotta for the small ones. For the 2 bigger ones, I got these orchid pots, and you can see those are holes that go all the way through. I was looking for more plastic inserts that I could use to lift up and really examine the roots, because I like to, it's a good indicator to know when it needs water. But I couldn't find any, but I found these. So I'm going to repot it into these. Now, orchids, you need to make sure you have the correct mix to plant it in the soil. So I got some orchid potting mix. I went to 3 different stores, and this is the only one I could find. But let me show you. It has a lot of bark in it. Pretty much looks like you're planting it in mulch, as I'm dropping bark all over my floor. So that's what we're gonna do. My other orchid, I looked at the potting medium, and it's like all moss. And I read that that's like the worst thing to plant orchids in, so I want to get that repotted right away. So I'm gonna head out to my kitchen and start the repotting process. Okay, you guys, this is the other orchid I was telling you about, a beautiful white one, but it has some issues. Like I mentioned, it's potting in moss, which they say you should absolutely not do with orchids. So I began with grabbing my 2 pots that I bought for these orchids, and I just snipped off the tags, and I am adding my bark, I guess you could say, the orchid mix, which, like I said, it's literally just like mulch. So I'm going to begin with this orchid because I feel like it's in dire need, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not get that plastic pot off. I was trying to save it because I thought I could plant something else in it, but I ended up just having to cut it. I was trying so carefully to not hit the roots because I feel like everything was just jammed into this little pot. So I cut it off, and then I actually began to carefully remove the moss. I was concerned of sending the orchid into shock by doing this, but I knew I had to remove as much of the moss as I could. There were a couple roots that were bad. They just looked dead and smushed and almost like root rot. I'm not sure. So I just snipped those off. And as you can see, there were some strange colorings, not the typical healthy green root coloring, but more of like a yellow. Those were tucked in the very center of the moss. So I'm just going to slip it in the pot and add some more orchid soil bark around, or I keep calling it bark. And add some more soil, orchid soil mix to the pot. I saw there was that one root sticking out the top. I just left it because that's how it was before, but let me know if I should shove that down into the pot as well, or just snip it off or leave it. So moving on to the next one. This one was very easy because it was already in the proper soil medium of just the orchid mix, so I wasn't concerned about removing the old mix. Moving on to the smaller ones. These were so cute, I thought. So I removed it from the original container, clipped off. There were some old bloom stalks, so I just clipped those off. I'm grabbing my new terracotta pots that I bought. Same thing with this one, removing it, snipping off the old bloom stalks. This one still had one that was left, so I left that one. And you guys, it is so cute. I love these little mini orchids. They look like little white daffodils to me. I'm not sure why. So these were planted in some sort of soil medium. I'm not sure what it was. It almost felt like a hard foam. I thought about removing it, but it didn't feel like something that would hold on to moisture that well. So I actually ended up leaving it. We will see. I can go back later and remove it if I feel like I need to. So I just popped it in the pot, added some more orchid mix, and called it good to go. There they are, so cute. I wasn't sure if orchids have a smell, but I tried it and I can tell you they do not have a smell. So I'm just giving them some warm water. I know they say you can water them with ice cubes, but I have read that just room temperature or slightly warm water is best for orchids. Okay, you guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.